Hey guys, it's me from my channel. Today I'm going to tell you the tragic story of the Titanic in 60 seconds. So let's begin. The Titanic was one of the largest ships ever built at the time, and on its first voyage from Southampton to New York, it struck an iceberg and sank. There were more than 2,000 passengers and crew on board. And when the ship sank, many of them found themselves in the freezing cold water of the North Atlantic, with only a lifeboat between them and hypothermia. Some people say that an author predicted the sinking of the Titanic 14 years before it happened. Morgan Robertson wrote The Wreck of the Titan. The story is exactly the same as the Titanic, but he wrote it 14 years before the Titanic sank. He wrote, "The Titan was a ship that was considered to be unsinkable. Much like the Titanic, it was on its maiden voyage from England to America, when it struck an iceberg and began to sink. The lifeboats were launched, but they were too late. The passengers and crew were in the water for hours before the lifeboats arrived. Many people died of exposure. When the Titanic hit the iceberg, there were only 2 lifeboats available, which is not nearly enough for the amount of people who needed rescuing. People were forced to stay in the water for hours, while the lifeboats tried to save as many people as possible. But the freezing water in the lifeboats were no match for the harsh conditions of the North Atlantic. As the sun began to set, the temperature dropped below freezing. The people in the water began to shiver uncontrollably, and some even started to cry out for help. But their cries were lost in the wind and the waves. By the time the lifeboats reached them, many had already lost consciousness, and by the next morning, most of the remaining passengers and crew were dead. Only 706 people survived the sinking of the Titanic, which makes it one of the deadliest disasters in history. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next video.